Turns out there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. In the case of sugar, which in biblical times, honey was the accessible sweetener, we can become addicted. Brain scans now show that sugar lights up the same parts of the brain as cocaine does. Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So open your notes app and let's go. Chelsea, not only am I down 3 pant sizes, but my coworker who just came back from maternity leave said she thought I was new because she didn't recognize me for a solid 30 minutes. Can you believe that? But what might be the biggest win is how much better I feel overall. I feel more energized. My stomach issues seem to have completely disappeared. Thank you. I am so very glad I decided to start this nutrition journey with you. It has positively affected every part of my life. That was a note I received from a client in her weekly check-in form, and I want to let you know that in the month of July, I am only taking 3 new clients for nutrition coaching. So if you've been on the fence thinking about signing up for a healthy meals strategy call, this is your sign. Because spots are even more limited now than ever and will only continue to reduce. Book your session today at coachrain.com/strategy before it's too late. Again, that's coachreign.com/strategy. And now, welcome to Nutrition for Christian Women. Do you have a sweet tooth? I'm talking no meal is complete without dessert. You just need a little something sweet after every time you eat. Maybe you've got that stash of goodies you like to pull a bite or two from every day. Or the thought of cutting out sugar low-key scares you because you love baked goods so much, even though you know it's not the best for you. Okay, if you can relate to any of these, know that I'm not trying to call you out. I personally have fallen into each one of these scenarios at some point or another, and the vast majority of my nutrition clients come to me struggling with sugar intake to some degree. So today I want to talk about why you crave sugar and give you some ways that you can break free from those cravings. Because while sugar itself is not inherently harmful to us, the dose makes the poison. In other words, repeated intake of sugar can become quite harmful, and ironically, repeated intake also strengthens the craving, making the craving harder to break. So let's dive in. The first reason you may constantly be craving sugar is because you are starting your day with a bolus dose of it. When we break our fast, aka breakfast, with foods that metabolize as sugar, we send our bodies on this blood glucose roller coaster. We get a massive spike followed by a hefty dose of insulin to bring our blood sugar back down to baseline, which can feel like a crash. And then when we feel like we are crashing, our brain says, "Give me more of that sugar. I need energy." So foods like cereal, granola bars, bagels, toast, fruit, muffins, pancakes, danishes, those will all send your sugar cravings into a frenzy for the rest of the day. A better alternative is to start your day with a hefty dose of protein and fat. This is why eggs are such a phenomenal breakfast food because it really is a complete source of nutrition. However, I know not everyone likes eggs or can tolerate them for long stretches of time. So really any food that is high in protein and then even just simply cooked in fat will suffice. If that means having a ribeye for breakfast, I am here for it. Have the ribeye. Of course, I always have my nutrition clients include vegetables to make it a diamond meal because that fiber that's in vegetables also helps with digestion and satiety. I mean, if you do this right, you can be full and satisfied from breakfast for a good 6 or more hours, which means no more mid-morning coffee pick-me-up that's needed, no more midday crash to bring you down. We're talking energy all day long. All right, the next reason you may be constantly craving sugar is because you have it every day. Results come from consistency, for better or for worse. And we are the products of what we do habitually. So, that 1 cup of coffee with sweetener that you have every morning may not feel like a lot of sugar, but the daily repetition of it eventually tells your body that you need it. And then that hankering for a sweet treat after your meal will continually be there so long as you keep feeding it. This is one that I struggle with the most because your girl loves dessert. Now, I'm not saying that you can never have dessert in order to be healthy, but if you want to break your sugar cravings, then dessert needs to be occasional, not regular. One way that I help my nutrition clients with this is by establishing boundaries around their sweet treats. So a couple of examples of this, maybe you only indulge in a dessert or a sweet treat if it's homemade. That's my personal rule. If it comes from one of those plastic boxes that you can find at the grocery store, it's an easy no for me. I would rather save that treat to be homemade because then I know the ingredients are usually better, it's fresh, and honestly, it tastes better. I even have a client who waits until the weekend to have any desserts or treats, and then she says no to them during the week. Now, in many cases, this is easier said than done at first because sugar is as powerful as a drug, literally. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 16, it says, "Do you like honey? Don't eat too much, or it will make you sick." This verse is both metaphorical and literal. And both ways, it essentially means the same thing. Too much of life's pleasures can lead to harm. Turns out there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. In the case of sugar, which in biblical times, honey was the accessible sweetener, we can become addicted. Brain scans now show that sugar lights up the same parts of the brain as cocaine does. So if we find ourselves having sugar every day and then struggling to reduce that intake, as Christians, that means we need to fast from sugar entirely. Anything that has a stronghold over us or that we can't live without means it has become an idol. And we are called to strip ourselves of all idols. I actually have my nutrition clients do a guided 7-day sugar fast to break the chains of sugar addiction, as well as help heal the gut from chronic inflammation that usually comes with the regular intake of sugar. It can feel daunting at first, but I'm telling you, every one of my clients who successfully completes a 7-day sugar fast feels remarkable. They have more energy, their cravings disappear, they feel accomplished and in control of their food choices, not the other way around. In fact, a lot of them will cycle through a 7-day sugar fast every once in a while just to hit the reset button. Plus, I purposefully have the fast last for 7 days because, biblically speaking, 7 is a number that represents completion. Think of the creation story, the walls of Jericho, forgiving someone 70 times 7. Those are just a few examples. And even my pastry-loving, fun drink-seeking, yes man of a husband will do a sugar fast from time to time, and it's like all it takes is breaking that stronghold for a week, and he has abs again, sleeps better, and his eczema tapers way down. That 7-day sugar fast is so powerful. Sugar cravings are rather common, but not uncontrollable, and not just a lack of willpower. There are simple moves that you can make to break the cycle and reclaim control over your cravings. So let's recap those. If you start your day with food that breaks down as sugar, you will need more and more of it throughout the day. Instead, Break your overnight fast in the morning with high protein and fats paired with vegetables to keep your blood sugars stable for the majority of the day. And then, if you have sugar every day, you are truly feeding the cravings to the point of addiction. Try reducing that intake, like every other day or only weekends. And if that proves to be a struggle, we got to lock in and do a complete fast from sugar in order to eliminate that idol. And if you could use some guidance in exactly how to do any of that without going crazy, sign up for a healthy meals strategy session with me at coachrain.com/strategy. In just 1 hour, I will create the exact blueprint you need to break up with sugar, have healthy meals that are simple to make and you actually find delicious, complete with a grocery list, step-by-step recipes, and total confidence that what you are eating is nutritious. This is the ultimate customized nutrition plan and an hour you'll forever be glad you spent. To book your session, head to coachreign.com/strategy, and I can hardly wait to connect. I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the weekly harvest. My weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for all the goods. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.